Howdy on, dear friends, welcome once again to Ashram Talks podcast number 7. Today we have the story from Mahabharata called The Eye of the Bird. Very powerful story regarding the concentration, the focus, determination that one must have in order to achieve the goals and not give up the fight. So before starting, I'd like to present what is Mahabharata. Because Mahabharata is one of the major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, and traditionally the authorship of the Mahabharata is attributed to Vyasa or Srila Vaipanya Vyasadeva, who is an avatar of the Supreme Lord Vishnu or Narayan according to Vedic tradition. So Mahabharata has been the source of inspiration for hundreds of films, books, and discourses about politics, about diplomacy, about ethics, about spirituality, about morality, and so many other incredible things. Today we have this story regarding how Dronacharya, who is the guru of martial arts, he was the teacher in the Dhanur Veda and all types of Shastra Vedas that are military, martial arts, training, combat, arrow, bow, sword, all types of weapons, and brahmastras, which are nuclear weapons. In those times, they used to be subtle weapons, mantras, vibrations. And so, as you know, the cause of the great war of Kurukshetra battle 5,000 years ago was because of a powerful rivalry between Pandavas and Kauravas. Mainly, the character that personifies the envy was Duryodhana. Who is he? The eldest son of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was the blind king. Blind not because he was physically only blind, but he was innerly blind because of attachment to his son, because he couldn't correct his son, because he didn't have the power or the strength to say no to his son and to put the limits. Then the famous Duryodhana, moved by envy, starts making arrangements to take away the Pandavas from the throne. And this is where the whole thing starts to get very interesting, very exciting. And one day Duryodhana complains to Drona. He says, "Hey Drona, you're favoring Arjuna and you're favoring the Pandavas without any reason. Why are they your favorites?" Dronacharya was actually very impartial, and he used to teach the 100 Kauravas, they were 100 brothers, and the 5 Pandavas without any consideration of who was who. He was actually situated in a Brahmabhuta state. He saw the jiva, the soul, the consciousness. So he was not moved because of emotional feelings, but at the same time he had actually some special favor to Arjuna. That was actually well earned because Arjuna was a formidable fighter. He was a great warrior, a wise man, a noble person. And so, in order to illustrate why he had a special affection for Arjuna, and in order to teach the whole kids he was instructing in the martial arts and weapons, he makes one arrangement. So one day he brings a wooden bird. This wooden bird he puts in the top of a tree, in the branch of a tree, and says, "Hi, dear students, dear disciples, I'd like to see who can shoot this wooden bird's eye today." So he moves away from his students and places the bird there in the branch of a tree. So all the princes were sure that they will shoot this bird. They are all very well confident, strong warriors, and have not even doubted it. First, he calls the eldest, Yudhishthira, the brother of Arjuna. He says, "Hey Yudhishthira, take your position, aim the target, and tell me, can you see the bird? Describe what you see." Yudhishthira says, "I see the wooden bird on a branch of a big tree. The tree swings slightly, and I see other branches. There are other birds on them. I see the sky and other trees around." While Yudhishthira was waiting for the order of his guru to shoot the arrow, Dronacharya says, "Leave the arrow and bow, and retreat. You cannot shoot the wooden bird's eye." Yudhishthir was very confused, but he wouldn't question what his guru says, so he left his arrow and walked over to his brothers. Then the other princes are called one by one, and Drona directs each question in the same way, and they give similar answers. For example, Bhima says, I see the tree, I see the branches, I see the leaves, and I also see the fruits, and I'm actually very hungry because Bhima was a very strong eater. And he says like that, and so Dronacharya says to each one of them, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. So finally it comes to Arjuna. Arjuna takes his famous posture, this yoga famous posture of shooting the arrow, which is a type of asana which makes concentration, determination to be ready to use. And so in this way he says, okay, Arjuna, tell me, what do you see? Arjuna replies, I see the wooden bird's eye. Without leaving his eye from the target, even for a second, Drona asks, can you see there the tree, the branches, the other birds, the sky? Arjuna holds the bow and arrow stable without any hesitation and answers, no master, all I see is the bird's eye. The bird's eye. Drona was satisfied with his answer. He turns his gaze to the other princes. They were looking very curiously. And then he approves. Arjuna, fire. Arjuna releases the arrow. The arrow travels with great speed, as if the eye of the bird attracts him and enters the bird's eye. In this test, Arjuna has demonstrated his extreme powerful power of concentration and determination, and that he's actually not seeing anything else besides his own goal. And so, by the power of concentration, we can learn that Arjuna was not even considering failure, which is one of the greatest attributes of Arjuna. The word Arjuna itself means victorious. And Arjuna was completely sure of himself that he would actually hit the bird's eye. In this way, I'd like to share a shloka from Gita Upanishad that says, Vyavyasayatmika buddhir ekkeha kuru nandana bahu shakahyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Means Vyavyasayatmika buddhir, put your buddhi in a focused and very determined position. Eha kuru nandana, oh beloved child of Kurus. Krishna speaks to Arjuna. Bahu shakahyanantascha, he says, when the mind has different decisions or different possibilities, buddhayo vyavyasayanam, he is actually deviated, but the person whose only goal is there present 100%, he can actually fulfill it, he can actually achieve it. So we could translate it, those who are on the path of the yoga are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, Arjuna, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Irresolute means I'm not sure of what I want, so therefore I have many plans, many goals, many different achievements that I would want to have. But those who are resolute in purpose, their aim is one. So in this way, in the Bhagavad Gita, we are seeing a type of lesson that is connected to this passage of Mahabharata. When Dronacharya says to Arjuna, release the arrow, and because Arjuna was focused only in the eye of the bird, which was a wooden bird, he hits the target without any hesitation. The other Pandavas and Kauravas learned from this that they must be more focused and not seeing other details besides the target. So, let me share something personally. I would like to comment that when someone has a goal but has fear and has many doubts on whether if I can do it or not, the goal might fade away because of doubt, fear, negative, and because of this hesitation. The nature of hesitation is there every time that we want to start something new, something difficult. We have to put lots of passion, lots of interest, lots of determination. And when we actually defeat our mental enemies, then the physical and the material obstacles become less and less prominent. That means that the greatest struggle is with our own minds. The greatest struggle is with our own intelligence, with our own desires, senses, obstacles that arise from our own mental perception. So go for your goals, fight strong, and I'm sure you will achieve them, just like Arjuna achieved this special goal of hitting the eye of the bird, which was very difficult to do, and he achieved it. So therefore, we have not to hesitate. Whether if we will or we will not do it, we don't hesitate. We just give the best of ourselves and leave the result in hands of divinity. Hari Om, have a great week, have a great year, have a great day, and see you for the next podcast in about 15 days, okay? Hari Om. Oh.